Black Forest, namaste.
Namaste.
I'd like to give you a little bit of history, how cuckoo clocks work, a little bit how they developed over the years. So this is where the story is beginning, or this is what it looks like 370 years ago. That's when they started making clocks. Very, very simple in the beginning. Most of it's made of wood. On the front you may notice just one hand for hours, no minutes. But it worked, that's all they needed. And these kinds of clocks were made in the winter months by farmers. It gets very cold in the winter. Normally we have snow here at least to our knees, maybe all the way to our waist. So you can't go very far from the farmhouse in those days. But inside the farmhouse you still had two choices. You could either make clocks or you could make babies. But not at the same time, please. And then in the spring you take your clocks to the surrounding towns, villages, sell them at the market, and the farmers had some extra money. So that's how the tradition began. Long cold winters, you still have the chance to earn a little bit of money. Then about 300 years ago we see the first professional clockmakers. They now start making the parts out of metal, but metal is still very expensive 300 years ago, so to protect that they put it inside a very small wooden house or box. On the front then, simple face, easy to make, but to make it more interesting and attractive, they start painting all kinds of different pictures and designs on the front. So just like us today, we go shopping for things for our home. We like to see different patterns and different colours, of course. And then about 250 years ago, a clockmaker takes one of our painted clocks, and then for the first time they add our new friend and the star of the show, the cuckoo bird! Yay! Okay, calm down, calm down. Don't get too excited. So this is very, very simple, of course, for us today. But you have to imagine 250 years ago, a cuckoo clock, a mechanical clock, would be just the same as your smartphones and your laptop computers today. It would be the most advanced thing you could buy and take home. But here is another interesting clock made by a clockmaker that wanted to tell a very, very important story. So he made this special clock to tell the story, then he called his clock the in-laws clock. You have in-laws like this at home? Okay, no names please. He was very happy when it was 1 o'clock. So the next big change happened about 160 years ago. Now somebody decides, instead of painting clocks, just carve the decoration straight onto the wood and stain the wood a little darker. And that's it, finished. In the beginning the carving was quite simple, as you can see. As time went on, more and more competition between the companies, more and more detail was added, until eventually you had different animals, birds, flowers, and they added music as well. So this is obviously a very special clock. This is very, very large, as you can see. You have to remember, over the last 160 odd years, the normal cuckoo clocks people were building would be this size or even smaller. They're very simple but classic carving. So there's two different kinds of cuckoo clocks, ladies and gentlemen, or two different ways they work. One is the traditional mechanical ones, so you have the metal mechanisms inside, and the way they work, you have these metal weights hanging underneath them on a chain. And if we look at this weight now, we have 6 o'clock, we need power for 6 cuckoos. Oops. So this weight starts moving down towards the ground. And eventually the metal weights go all the way down to the floor. They can't go any further, so the clock would stop. Before the clock stops, you can wind them back up again. All you do is take the chain and nice and gently pull the chain down, and the weight goes all the way back underneath the clock. But the chains are very long. You can see there. So when you hang a mechanical cuckoo clock up at home, you need about 6 feet between the base and the floor. And the two different weights tell us how long it will take for the weight to go from underneath the clock down towards the ground. So small weights, these are 1-day clocks. So it takes 1 day, 24 hours to go all the way down the floor. So you have to wind up once every day. That's why we have the name one-day clock, daily winding. Then the larger weights are 8-day clocks. So just like the name tells us, now it takes 8 days to go down to the floor. The other kinds of clocks we have are battery cuckoo clocks, just the same as any other battery clocks you have at home or have seen. Put the batteries in the back, set the correct time on the front, and that's it, finished. Batteries last about 1 year, then you need to change. But we need a cuckoo sound. So to make the cuckoo sound, we don't get the cuckoo bird and stuff them inside a wooden box, okay? We're not allowed to do that anymore. So instead, we have these long pipes. On the very top is a small opening where the air goes in and out with the help of a bellows, drawing the air in and out. So you have two of them, with slightly different sounds. You put that inside a cuckoo clock, you add a little magic, and then you have a cuckoo bird. Isn't that crazy? So cuckoos are like people, they come in different sizes. Some medium cuckoos. And then in the smallest clocks we only have a little space. So who are the little people here? So you two guys, if you were inside cuckoo clock, this is how you would sound. That's the smallest member of the cuckoo bird. So, because it's not a real cuckoo bird, of course, you don't have to worry about feeding them or taking them for a walk. None of that is necessary. The clocks we do have here today, though, they all have 2-year international guarantee. So we have different service stations around the world, different parts of Europe, North America, Australia. In India itself, we have the mechanical ones with metal weights, Mumbai and Bengaluru. For the battery ones, just Bengaluru. But everything is tested to a very high standard. All the clocks go on the wall for at least 24 hours before they go in the box, so we know that they work perfect. If you do decide to buy anything in the shop today, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the counter at the other end, please show them the little card that you are given. And if the total price at the counter is 50 euros or more, whatever it is, then we take away the local tax, 15%, 1.5, straight away at the counter. So you do not pay any tax if it's 50 euros or more. So thank you very much for coming to see us.
Thank you.